Welcome to this week's Videocast. We have a special guest today. We have Kim Larson all the way in from Brainerd, Minnesota. And because it's MEA, he's got his son Tanner running the camera, behind the camera with us today. Tanner plays for the Bantam A's up in Brainerd. It was good to meet him, good to talk about his hockey career. We're going to talk a little hockey, a lot of hockey talk with Kim. Kim's a hockey coaching legend here in Minnesota. He's coached the Pee-wees up in Brainerd for decades. He can remember, players going way back. He's got a long list of players. Kim, thanks for being here and having you part of our Videocast. Let's talk a little bit about some of the guys that you've coached over the years up in Brainerd.
Yeah, well, thanks, Tony. It's good to be here. I've been up there for quite a while. Enjoyed up there, and it's been a nice run. Had the privilege of working with a lot of nice coaches and players. To name a few nice players, Carl Sneep, who's currently with the Iowa Wild, Drew Olson, Bulldog, Ryan Peltoma out at Bowling Green, more recent names, and then some older names, J.P. Platisha, Weston Tardy out at Colorado College, and Brian Reese out at Air Force. So it's been a nice 20-some years. Yes.
And Archibald didn't play for you.
Archie came in at high school.
Okay.
Yep, and he played for the high school team for 3 years, and now he's obviously at Omaha. So.
But he's a Brainerd kid playing at Omaha and a heck of a player at Omaha.
Correct. Yes, yeah. He is. Yep. Very talented.
Well, cool. Let's get on. One of the reasons we wanted to have you in here was to talk about your team and talk about the Blue Ox tournament up in Brainerd that's going to go on with the Bantam Double A's. Tell us what the Brainerd people got in store for us up there for that weekend.
Yeah, we're extremely excited. Obviously, this is a tremendous opportunity and tremendous tournament going on in Brainerd, hosted by Craigan's up there. I think most of the teams are staying at Craigan's. It's going to be a fantastic event. 16 top-notch teams in the state, and a big banquet Friday night with a pasta feed and raffled prizes. Hoping to get everyone up there to take part in the banquet. And then obviously watch some great hockey for the weekend. It's going to be a fantastic weekend. The Brainerd folks are excited.
Yeah, they got a really lame MC. That's me. But other than that, it's going to be a great banquet. We're going to announce the YHH Bantam watch list that night. So our Player of the Year watch list will announce 20 kids. I'm sure a lot of those kids will be playing in the tournament. We'll interview a couple coaches, got a couple special guests we're going to interview as well. It should be a fun night. If you're really into youth hockey, Brainerd Craigan's will be the place to be on Friday night after all the games are complete.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about the Big Pumpkin coming up next week. You're obviously playing in it. You were lucky to skate your way into this thing.
Absolutely.
I don't know how it happened, but we got you in somehow.
I have no idea, but we are excited to be here to get the invitation to come down and play. I think we're one of only two out-state teams with Superior, Wisconsin, and Brainerd. So we're excited. Again, it's a great tournament. It's early in the season where everybody's just kind of getting going. We think we have a nice competitive team this year. Obviously, that's probably why we're here.
Yeah.
We've got not a real big size team, but we're speedy. We're going to be fast and going to share the puck a lot. Don't have a lot of dominant players, but again, looking for the team effort. I think it's going to take us a long way this year. We're looking forward to getting going.
When talking about your team, it's pretty obvious. If you look at the roster, you look down and you see 4 kids with the same last name, the Andres triplets, and then their little brother Weston. Tell me about someone else besides those 4 to look for, because you'd be an idiot not to be able to look for and see Andres triplets and their little brother. Mm-hmm. Tell me a couple other kids or 2 that stand out for you that we can look for next weekend.
Yeah, well, we've got one other returning Pee-wee AA player, Josiah Klang, and he will be a real strong player for us this year. Probably play a lot of center. Real strong kid, good shot, fast, smart. And he was on the team last year, along with the Andrews triplets. Weston, the younger player, coming out. We have 2 first-year Pee-wees, Weston and Ian Odland from our Squirt A team last year that had a nice season. And then we have the remaining 6 or 7, I believe it would be, off of our Pee-wee single A team.
Last year.
Yes, and they had a nice group of first-year kids, and we're really looking forward to working with them this year. We've got Mason Cruz, Will Lundstrom, Nick Hastings, some names you're going to hear and see. A real good, strong group of kids, so we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. Tell me about I know that Weston, I saw him play this summer. Weston's a defenseman, correct? Or is he a tweener?
He's a tweener. We are going to start out, the cat is out of the bag now. We're going to start out, I believe Weston's going to play a little D to start.
All right. And how about the triplets? Are they all forwards?
No, Gavin is a defenseman, very solid. And
the big one?
Yeah. And Riley and Wyatt are very creative, very finesse, and strong forwards. So
Gavin looked like a a second year Pee Wee as a first year.
He is a big, strong kid.
Big kid. Let's talk a few more of your players from Brainerd. We got to look for next week in the Pumpkin.
Yeah, we were just rounding out our list of players, and we've got a couple more defensemen I didn't mention. Big, tall, strong kid, Garrett Gardepy, played on the Pee Wee B team last year, I believe. And then his partner, Leighton Rivard, very smart defenseman. And also then a real quick and strong forward, Ben Jones. Probably hear his name hopefully next weekend at the Pumpkin. And our least but maybe strongest single goaltender, Jake Mitchell. So we're really looking forward to bringing that squad down next week and having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a great event. I'm really, really excited about it. Speaking of excited, we have a local company, Green Biscuit, founder Tom Peterson, who is a Jefferson Jaguar, Gopher, played for the San Jose Sharks, invented the Green Biscuit, and he is trying to get his product on the shelf of Walmart. We have some details coming up on our site. Check it out. It's a great deal if we get the local company, local support. You see tons of these green pucks all over. At least I do. I was driving through my neighborhood the other day and saw a kid had like 4 of them sitting in his yard. I mean, it's a big thing, the Green Biscuit. It's a great dry land training tool. I'm sure you guys have used them in some way, shape, or form.
If I can get a shout out to Brainerd Hockey House, Dan has Green Biscuits, so stop in and pick one up.
Yeah, for sure. They're everywhere. It's a great tool. Whenever I coach dryland practices, I bring like 6 or 7 of those things with me. They're a really valuable tool. So good luck to Tom in getting his product in at Walmart. Let's get back and talk a little bit about your team and your opponent coming up. First opponent at the Pumpkin, which is Eden Prairie. And it's no accident that we were able to get that game set up. Little history. The Eden Prairie coach is Mark Germain, and Jeremy is one of many of your former players. They got a long list of guys that are now coaching, following in the Kim Larson coaching tree. And it's not
I hope they enjoyed their Pee Wee.
It's not a very pretty tree, but anyway, let's talk a little bit about Mark when he played for you, and we'll talk a little bit about the game against Eden Prairie.
Yeah, it's ironic that we got paired against Eden Prairie in the first round. I don't know how how that seeding took place, but anyway, yeah, we've played against Mark a few times over the last couple of years. He's been the coach there now for, I believe, possibly 4 years, maybe something around there.
At least 3.
Yeah, and they always have a nice, strong team and a well-coached team. Mark does a nice job. We're looking forward to that challenge. It's always fun to see a former player, whether it be on the opposing bench or elsewhere. But there's a lot of them out there, and it should be a good game. We're looking forward to it.
Now, when he played for you, he said he was the best player ever to play for you. Is that true?
Well, it was so long ago, Tony, that I don't recall exactly how Mark did. But no, he was a good kid, kid, and a strong kid. Back in those days, Pee Wees could check, as I wish they still could, by the way. But that part's been taken out of the game. So he was a big, strong kid.
All right. No, he didn't say that he was a good player. And if anybody knows Mark, he's a really down-to-earth kid and a great asset to the Eden Prairie community. I ran into one of the moms of a player who played for him last year and says, I can't think of one bad thing about Mark Germain. I'm like, well, we're off camera. Coach Larson's told me a couple things about Mark, and Mark's going to probably have to come and stand in front of the Kangaroo Court here on Videocast Day one day. And
we'll save those for later because I don't want to give Eden Prairie Pee Wees any locker room material. So.
Yeah, they'll have none.
Good luck to you guys.
It should be a great game. I'm excited to watch you two guys coach against each other. It's going to be a great tournament. We're really excited to have Brainerd part of it. We'd like to have even more northern teams part of our tournaments in years to come, and just like the Brainerd tournament wants all the Metro teams to come up and play in Brainerd. So thanks again for joining us. Again, apologize for the technical difficulties. It was fun having you and getting to know your son Tanner, and it's been a fun afternoon.
Yeah, looking forward to the next few weeks. Thanks, Tony.
All right.